Hi everyone, my name's Steve and I'm here tonight with Yanara Hosha and Luigi Hosha. Tonight we're here to talk about suicide. And with recent events, we've had celebrities committing suicide. It's nothing really new. It's been happening for years. But every time it happens again, it's like we get reminded about it. So we just kind of want to say, like, what I notice when we see a lot of these like celebrity suicides and it kind of comes up and like people are always sharing it on Facebook, people start looking to these celebrities as if they're like role models. You know, not to say that they don't have anything that we can learn from, but they start all of a sudden like it almost sort of like glorifying it. So I kind of wanted to put that out and see what you guys have to say about that, if anything.
First of all, I think when a celebrity, you know, when that happens, when suicide happens to a celebrity, when they commit suicide, I think that the first thing that people think about it is how come, you know, because it seems like they are a role model for a lot of people, because a lot of people are looking for money and fame and power. And when you realize that a person who has all this that you wish to have it commits suicide, you know, it's like the big question is, what's wrong? What happened over there? And I think that's a good point that we should start to discuss. You know, why did a person that supposedly have everything that the majority of the population wish?
You know, they always say money doesn't buy happiness, but we say that, but people don't live like that, and it's evident the way we live our lives. We still believe, a lot of us, that money does buy happiness. So you're right, when we see somebody with money, with material wealth, and they commit suicide, we're like, well, what were they missing, you know? And then the rest of us still are here, like we're still going after what they had. You know, we still want to have.
That's the focus right now, because everybody focuses on money, power, and fame. And also they want to be happy. If you ask somebody, what do you want for your family? We want to be happy. But they think happiness is material things. Happiness is to have a nice car, a nice house, nice summer trips, and so on and so forth. And it looks like it's not. Because if people, not only people with money are committing suicide, a lot of people commit suicide in the United States today, you know, middle class, people they are poor, people they are rich, Americans, immigrants. So there is not one solid group.
I heard it's actually, I don't know, the first or the second leading cause of death among teenagers in the United States.
Second, yeah.
Yeah, it's getting huge with the teenagers now. With social media and everything now, it's huge. The numbers I was reading the other day on CNN also about the kids that commit suicide, you know, like kids that are 10, 11, 12 years old. Where are they getting this idea? You know, how come kids are thinking about suicide those days? You know, it's kind of crazy, but it's a subject that we need to discuss. We need to talk about it so we can maybe think of a different perspective and what it is that it really brings happiness to our life, and also discuss what is this that is making us so miserable.
What is missing?
Yeah.
You know, and we talk about celebrities doing it and regular people, like even people on social media, most of us, we don't share like the
bad
dark
stuff. Yeah.
We only share like the good stuff.
The good stuff.
If you look at other people's lives on social media, everybody looks fabulous. Everybody looks like a celebrity.
Yes.
Like they're all
Facebook Live.
You know, when they're out and about, or they're sharing, you know, pictures of their meals, you know, whatever it is, it's like everybody looks like they're like absolutely fabulous.
But that's not what happened. So what is missing? The question is, what is missing? Yeah. What is pushing these people to end their life
I think that for the teenagers, for an example, the social media is a big part. Not that the social media is bad, it's not. It's dealing with social media that it's the problem. Because the teenager, when we were sad, we had no idea that the other people were so happy. And it seems like when somebody is really, really happy, makes other people feel miserable about themselves.
They always say, like, don't judge your insides on somebody else's outsides.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. And then what they don't realize is that in social media everybody's putting the best. If they have like one moment that it's happy, they'll take a picture and put up that. And sometimes it's not even a happy moment. Sometimes they just do that. There is a problem also with self-esteem, like how many teenagers today wanted to have this many liked on Instagram, and there is a problem of people that usually dies doing exceptional selves. You know, like they go
The
to
selfies.
the selfies that they go to a really dangerous place. Like there was this daughter of a woman that died. What she was trying to do is take a selfie near to the train, because she thought it was cool, you know, to have a selfie when the train comes right. And then what happens was an accident that killed the girl. Everything that they do is just like, it seems like we wanted to be loved. We wanted to be part of something. Actually, it's something that we as a human have, the sense of belong. We want to belong on a society. We want to belong at something. And when that feeling, when that part is empty, you know, it's the frustration starts to come in. And think about it, that we all wanted to be loved, but there was a problem because I'm talking about society, the majority, we don't want to love, but we want to be loved. And then that's, you know, starts to be a problem.
So, on the teenagers part, talking about the teenagers, we see now that our teenagers don't have anything, how can I call, bigger as morals to look for. They are worried about stupid things, like how many likes I get on a picture on Instagram, how many friends do I have on Facebook, how many parties I'm invited to, how many bar mitzvahs, whatever. So what is this? What is missing there? Why they are focused on something so small? Why they are focused in something that is not part of human reality, actually, that's not gonna make anybody happy, have 70 likes on a picture. So what is missing to our teenagers? And I think it's the sense of individuality, the sense that they are part of something major on this planet, and they don't see themselves as important. They see themselves as cheap things, and they do those stupid things. What is missing now for teenagers, we'll talk about the adults later, is the sense of love. Mm-hmm. Real love. Right? What you mentioned was very important. They want to belong. They want to belong. And why they want to belong so much? What is missing in their home that they not belong? They know they have parents. They don't feel their love from their parents. They don't feel their love from their family. What's going on? And that's what we need to observe. If they need to belong, when you want to belong, is because it's missing love. They want to be loved, really loved.
Yes, but it seems like to be loved just for the family, for the mom and for the dad. It's not enough. They want to, because they are we all are part of something that is so much bigger than us. They have that instinct inside of them, and they want to be accepted in school. They want to be accepted in their community. And then we have the problem, which is bully, the problem that we always had but why is it bothering us so much today? Because when I was a young girl, we had bully, and the bullies never got in trouble for bullying, us.
Yeah, I mean, and everybody is trying to find, like, point the finger at, like, what's to blame, like, what's, and then we're saying, okay, it's the bullying, it's the too much pressure in school to succeed, it's the parents' fault. It's like, but I mean,
exactly,
it's really hard
but they are not looking into the right location. They are looking into the tree, but not in the roots.
And you're right. Like when I was a kid, like we had bullying, like
all the time.
All the time.
And I always said it builds character. But
They always, all our lives, we saw bullying. My parents, talked about bullying in school. I saw bullying in school, and today it became a subject that our kids are suffering in school because of bullying, but it's not. I think what is missing is, and we are spiritists.
They are taught when they are being bullied like everybody else will being bullied, but the problem it's the frustration. You need to learn how to deal with frustration, and we are in a world today that kids don't get frustrated that much like what we used to be when we were kid. The education, it seems like, is completely different than the education from the 70s and from the 80s. If you look into the 90 kids, they're being raised completely different than the way we're being raised from the 70s or from the Z. There was a huge change on that. And then you have I remember when I used to do a research in school, I had to go to the library and look at books. And today for the kids, everything is so easy. Like you want to study, you go Google. If you have a problem, in school, you can YouTube and watch a class, and it can actually show you how to do the math, and everything is so easy. So life became very easy for kids. They don't get frustrated that much. And then when you don't learn how to deal with frustration, you have to, because it's part of life. I believe that this is one of the problems.
Obstacles, they cannot deal with the obstacles.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And then when it comes to the other sides, we have to realize that we are all brothers and sisters, if we like it or not. And the sense of belonging comes to that. So if we teach our kids about love, compassion, forgiveness, I don't see anybody, when they talk about bully, I don't see anybody talking about forgiveness to the bullied person. It's also important to talk about it. It's important to talk about, to teach your kids not to do bully, okay? But it's also important to teach your kids to forgive the bully. Because if they forgive, it's not going to affect them. Because the bully are usually what? The kids that doesn't have any love at home, right?
And I can think back, like, when I was growing up, thinking, like, that I was bullied, because I can think of the people that bullied me. But if I'm really honest, I can admit that I turned around and did it to other kids, too. Like, I can think of, like,
on a different ways
that I bullied,
Yes, in a different ways.
They were friends of mine, and I, like, really, I lashed out at them in a lot of ways. So in reality, it's like the bully is probably the one thinking that they have been hurt and
exactly. And if they're not being hurt by the kids, sometimes it's by the parents, and sometimes they have like horrible homes, troubles at the family and everything, and you see the school all the time on top of the bullying and forgetting about compassion. I don't see, we need to bring those values back. We need to bring compassion and forgiveness and love to the school, but to our home. Like today you see so many parents are teaching the kids to think only about themselves. You are the important thing. You do this. It's more important that
You need to think about your future.
you need to think about your future.
Yeah.
It's not like you need to think about our planet. You need to think about our world. You
Our
know,
humanity.
Our humanity. You know, and the problem with that is that we are getting the consequences of that, not teaching the kids those values.
I mean, a lot of people like have this idea that it's the school's responsibility to teach kids everything, and you know, and not taking the responsibility to do it in the home. Like, it's my job as a parent to teach the kids morality.
Their
Because
home.
that's not what they're not. I don't see any classes in the curriculum about morality and ethics.
Their
Yeah,
home.
they don't
Their
have
home
it
is your first
anymore.
teacher.
Yeah.
If a home is your first, school is your first teacher. Even though that there is TV, there is internet, but if there is no love at home, they're going to be trouble outside of home. I was talking to this kid, and this kid, I asked him, listen, you think that he's older, he's 24 years old right now, and he has a brother, 19 years old. And I said, listen, do you think that you need to worry about your brother, about drugs? And he came to me and said, no, you don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about that. And I said, why not? No, because we come from a loving home. And I don't think he's not going to have that issue. Most of the kids that I see dealing with drugs, going down to drugs, trying to kill themselves, is because they don't have any love at home. Because parents think that you give a car, you give your money to go out every night, you give this and that, that's love. But that's not love. Okay?
It's the time.
It's the time to teach them what is something bigger than them. Forgiveness, compassion, understanding that we are part of a humanity, that everybody's equal. Things like that makes a difference when somebody's going to make a choice. Or when somebody's being bullied. Because when you're being bullied, you look at that person, you're going to know exactly, oh, I feel so sorry for you're going to defend yourself, of course. You're not going to let people lash you out for nothing. But you're going to look at them and say, listen, that's a troubled person. Like, it's like you walk in the street and you see a crazy person cursing you out. You're going to curse her back? You're going to understand that's a crazy person. She's sick. And that's what our teenagers need to understand. That way they grow a more, with adulthood, with a more strong foundation, with those values. And they don't have those values. They don't have.
The values are important to start at home, and then they can bring those values to the school. But when nobody is worrying about the values, and now let's talk about the adults that are committing suicide is the same thing. Materialism, you know, you think that you need to survive in this world when you don't feel that you are important, you feel that nobody cares, because everybody's only looking for themselves. They're not reaching out for the people. And not everybody, but most of the people are not doing this. Everybody's so busy taking care of their own lives and doing, you know, their own thing and doing everything that they need to be successful. And I think the word successful, we need to reflect upon what it means to be successful in the world today. To you, what do you think it means?
Well, you know, I mean, of course we're sitting here talking about it, and like what I would think about when you say success, like most people would say material success, you know, and they might not really say it, but it's obvious in the way we live our lives and what we do and how many hours we spend working versus how many hours we spend, you know, like your actions, like say they tell who you are. So if we're spending all our time at work and have no time for the family, have no time, you know, obviously then that's what we're putting our energy, we're putting our effort into it. We want that material success.
Exactly, but materialism is a failure. We've never been so miserable when it comes to humanity. We've never been so miserable. So that is a proof that materialism is a huge failure, right there. So we need to realize that. Rethink what's successful means, because you're right. If you look a bunch of moms and dads when they're talking about their kids, they are praising the ones that,
my kid's a doctor,
my kid's a doctor, mine's a lawyer, mine's a dentist.
My kid is going to this school. My
It's
kid
going
is
to that school, and that is a problem because the values that we have, we're giving this to the kids and to everybody else. So is successful is a person, it could be easily a person that it's very compassionate, that loves others, that have a good heart,
that take you time to help others.
that worries about other people.
And all the parents sitting around the circle be like, oh, her son's just one of those tree-hugging hippies, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
the weird one.
Yeah.
It's the weird one.
It's the weird one. That's what they call them. People, they are loving others. They're concerned about others' well-being. They are the weird ones.
Mm-hmm.
See how twisted society is? And then we go to adulthood the same way. As soon as we live, we don't get that job. We don't get that money that we want. So what we start to get it, we start destroying our own family because we are not happy. We start looking happiness outside of the family. Right, because we didn't find the money that we wanted, and we didn't find the position.
And when we
wanted.
find it, which is the case of the celebrity, when we find it, there is something else missing.
They see they are empty, they are hollow, because what is missing? Exactly those values, because the human being cannot survive without those values. It can't.
And virtues, we have to work on that, to develop the virtues that we need to. And that's what makes us happy. We don't realize, think about it, how wonderful would it be like if anybody's happy in their life. Like, think about it. Every week somebody wins the lottery, right? So think about it, that if we could be happy for that person.
Send them flowers.
Exactly.
How
And
many-
be really
how many
happy.
people actually do something nice for them rather than call, hey, can you send me some?
Yeah.
No, but
It was-
think about it. When you read in a paper, this guy in Kentucky won $200 million in a lottery, what do you feel?
Most people be jealous.
Exactly.
I happen to know statistically, most people that actually win the lottery are broke within about 2 years or so, and actually have a lower, statistically, they actually have a shorter life expectancy.
Yeah, but the
after
person
winning the lottery.
is our behavior when you hear that somebody got money, got a promotion.
There's somebody, so we cannot be happy for
Other people.
And if we could be happy, we would be so much happier. And that's the value of what? Of friendship and thinking as,
Of brotherhood of humanity.
Brotherhood of humanity. And that's, I'm telling you, we get frustrated so many times because of other people's behavior, for an example. So other people's behavior makes us upset. Now, if we can, instead of judging, have compassion and accept the person the way they were, we will be much happier. So will be less suicide in the world, because you actually look at other people not as you competing in life. You all care about each other, but it has to start from you. And you can see that the person that actually lives that way are much happier than anybody else. It's logical. You get impatient with traffic, you get frustrated in traffic because you want other people to be exactly the way you think they want to be. And that brings sadness and frustration to you. If you switch that perspective, you're going to live a happier life.
So what is missing is happiness. It's peace. And the only way for you to acquire that, joy. They don't have joy. That's a wonderful word, joy. Mm-hmm. And when this missing and they cannot find it in money, in family, or in a profession field, what do? They kill themselves because they're empty and they cannot find happiness anyway. And the only way to find happiness is to first build your moral, your values, you need to acquire virtues. And as soon as you are acquiring virtues, you're going to feel that happiness. You feel something different. You feel the joy, because those are the things that we are here for. We are spirits on a human experience, and we are here to acquire virtues. Okay, and the way to acquire that is applying those things. Be happy for others. Respect others the way they are. Okay, no matter what they do. Okay, forgiveness, right? And understanding. Start practicing this in your day, and you see how you're going to start changing this energy field that you have inside of you. And then you're going to start feeling different. The hollow that we have inside is going to start getting fulfilled. And then you're not going to care about the money anymore that you're not making and that guy is making a lot. Or the position that you have and the other one have. Or the vacation that the guy took and you didn't get it. You understood, he got it, I'm very happy for him. That's virtuous. And that's what's missing. And that's why a society is lost. Actually, a society is empty. It's empty, right? We are very empty because everything that we value has no value.
You can't take it with you.
You can't.
And
We
that's
can't.
I don't know if you guys saw my last vlog I did, but it was like right after my birthday, and I was kind of reflecting about the year, reflecting about my life, and I admitted that like in my childhood I was suicidal. You know, I always had these suicidal thoughts and tendencies, like self-destructive tendencies, and it wasn't until like I really hit like rock bottom is like 11 years ago that I like prayed for help. And that's kind of what you guys are making me think about, is that what's really helped me like get over that hump is having this feeling of connectedness with the universe. Like I don't feel like I'm alone anymore. Like I'm just, you know, and this idea that I had, you know, this
That's just a start.
materialistic idea. That's how it started. And
But
from
it
there,
pulled you out
Yeah.
of this hole that you were. It pulled you out. What is this? Virtues. Real values. You understood, I need help. It's not money. It's not family, because you have that. Right? So what's going on?
it was the emptiness I felt.
It's the emptiness.
You know? And that's why the only way for me was to pray. And what happened was, like, I started this spiritual journey, and that's really what, you know, it led me to Spiritism, you know, and that's kind of why I want to say, because we talk about a lot of these things, like what we think is a cause of suicide, but as Spiritists, like, we know the world is such a material place, and we see, like, you know, I think about it all the time. I drive down the street and see all these billboards, like, you know, homes starting at the
Exactly.
600,000s, and I'm like, well, I can't afford that place, you know, and like, and all these things, and people with the watches, and they're so happy, and, you know, like, you know, me in my yoga pants or whatever, you know, whatever it is, and it's like just everything so commercialized, and it's like, just like, you know, the images are, you know, you get the thing and you get the smile. You know, I get the new car and my family's happy, and
That's
you
a
know,
commercial only.
Yeah.
But remember, but look at this. See yourself fulfilled, acquiring virtues, becoming a human, and having that $650,000 house. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with driving an expensive car and having money. There is nothing wrong with that, as long as you are fulfilling yourself with virtue. Do you understand? That's not your main, that's not the reason you are here in this planet. The reason for you here is for you to fulfill this emptiness, right? It's not for you to have a house, an expensive car, and bills in this. This is consequence for what you are. There's nothing wrong to having money. We're not saying that money is bad. We're just saying that the focus of humanity today, the reason of the emptiness is materialism. And like you and I say, materialism is a failed, what do you call it? System. Is a failed system.
What's funny is I don't think, like, you know, I've said this before, that materialistic people don't think that they're materialistic, and you couldn't say like, "Hey, you're materialistic," because they'd be very offended, you know, by that.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're not trying to say that, like, that they, you know, like they think that you just mean like that all they care about is money. But you know, what we're really trying to say is that the way you're living your life is as if you don't believe that there's anything after life.
Exactly. Or after money.
Yeah, that's what materialism means. It means that You think that you have this life and
That's it.
that your happiness is. And it's funny because a lot of the materialistic people, they care about their family. And if you only care about your family, and that's a type of materialism also, because we're supposed to care about the world. We're supposed to care about our neighbors. We're supposed to care about everybody else. Now, the problem is selfishness, you know? Why we cannot be happy with other people are happy? Because we're selfish. We're thinking about ourselves only. And that's also materialistic. You know, if you look at materialistic, yes, you're right, Stephen. People get really offended when they say you're such a materialist. No, I care about my family. It's not that. Materialism is somebody that lives their life for themselves and for their family only.
Who said Johnny's family is less important than yours? You know
yeah, and it's I care about my family and I care about myself and I live my life, you know, to take care of these things, you know, and I don't believe there is anything else. I don't believe that if after I die, I have a spiritual world.
We don't live only once. That's the biggest mistake that most of the materialistic people.
It's a big saying. You only live once.
Yeah.
I even like to say it to spiritists just to test them, see if they're listening, and say, "Oh, you only live once," and they go, "Yeah, you know, it's true."
If you tell me that, I'm gonna say you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Because God could not created human. They don't believe in God anyway, but.
I mean, that's why our next episode we're going to have to talk about reincarnation.
Yes,
exactly.
Okay,
because,
so let's...
You know, it's hard to talk about one aspect of Spiritism without kind of talking about everything.
Right.
I had somebody come over to my house the other day and they're like, well, tell me a little bit about magnetism. I'm like, I can't really tell you a little bit about it. I can't really tell you a little bit about anything. Like
Exactly. Like coming to you, talk to me about physics. I mean, and you have no foundation in math or nothing like that. How are you going to understand anything?
Yeah, it's a little more complex.
It's a little bit more complex than that. And God's subject, reincarnation, love, Jesus, this is all complex subject, far from religion. I mean,
this is good. So, you know, if anybody's thinking about committing suicide, don't do it.
Of course not. Give yourself a chance. We are here in the center. If you want to give us a call, you want to come over, talk to us, we can help you out. And but if you are, call somebody, talk to somebody, give yourself a chance. It's not all lost. Trust me, they're not.
There was always, I would like to say to people that are trying to commit suicides is that most of people, when they're doing it's because they think there is no way out. And there is, and sometimes what it's missing is information. There was a lot of things going on that people don't know about it. You know, there was way to get out of depression other than just pills. You know, there was alternative medicine, there was acupuncture, there is
magnetism,
therapy, there was magnetism, there was centers like ours, the Broad Spirit Society, that can really help you and show you a different perspective. You know, sometimes when people are very unhappy and they're trying to commit suicide, they only see in one way, and what if we could make you see the other way, you know? And there is a solution. No matter how big your problem is, there is always a solution. There is always a learning lessons right there. There was something that you can grow. There was something that maybe you don't understand about yourself, but there is a lot of things that can help you. So don't do it.
And for you and for us, you're the most important thing in the world. We all are very, very, very important. And if you lost this sense of belonging, don't do it. Look for somebody to help you.
A friend of mine used to tell me, you know, suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, now as a spiritist, we know it's not permanent.
It's not permanent,
but
yes.
You get the idea of what he's trying to say.
Exactly. It will continue living the same hell he was living here. Yeah. Nothing's gonna change.
And the only thing I can really say is that, like, when I was at my lowest point, and I really actually like was thinking about committing suicide, like compared to that point to where I am today, the way I look at life today is that like every day has another opportunity for me to learn and grow and do something new. It's like if I had done it like when I was 24 years old, like I would have never done like all the amazing things that I've done. And you know, I mean, not that I'm amazing, but like I've had so many amazing experiences in the last 10 years.
You learn a lot.
I went skydiving. I went to Brazil 3 times.
Yeah.
I ate needlefish. You know? I put on a Speedo. You know,
Exactly.
Should have done that.
That's those things that is very important.
It does make a difference, you know, but like I said, when you were there at 24, the only thing you thought it was, okay, there's nothing more for me. Yeah, and there is one question that some people ask all the time is that it for life? You know? And if that's it, you know, it's not it. You know, there was so much more.
There's so much more.
It's not about is that it for what you do. It's not it for who you are. You still are working, you know, process. You still have a lot to transform in yourself, and you still have a lot to learn about yourself, and you still have a lot to give to other people. So, to be honest with you, with the people that ask, "Is that it?" You know, I'll tell you, no, it's not it. We don't know anything. We act like we know it all. But to be honest, there is so much more to be discovered in this world. Look at us, you know, we know nothing. You know, we don't even know how to deal with ourselves. And that is a wonderful thing to learn how. I'm depressed, yes, I have a lot of anxiety, yes, but how do I get out of this? You know, there's ways to do it, you know, and focus on a way out. Because maybe you're not out yet because you don't have the tools to get out yet, but the tools are right there. Look for it. You will find it.
And there's a lot of help.
Ask and you will receive, seek and you will find.
Yeah.
Yes, seek and you will find. And you will find a lot of things. And unfortunately, that's the thing. When you ask, is that it? You know, no, it's not it.
It's not it. There was so much more.
There's so much more.
Well, I think we went over our time, but
Yes.
Yeah.
it was a good topic, actually. It was a really great discussion. We could probably go for another half an hour about it.
Yes.
But for anybody watching, if you want to see more, you can visit us on Facebook at facebook.com/Broward Spiritist Society. This will be on the YouTube channel, Living Spiritism.
Yeah.
If you want to contact us.
It's info@BrowardSpiritistSociety.com.
So thanks for watching. Thank you, Yunara Osha.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Luigi Osha.
My pleasure.
And we'll see you next time.